ആണ്. ഹാംബർഗ്
ഇപ്പോൾ സമയം 7:30 ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ തോന്നുന്നു. ഹായ് സാമുവൽ, വെൽക്കം ടു നമ്മുടെ സെഷനിലേക്ക്. ഇത് ടോട്ടം റിസോഴ്സ് സെന്റർ നടക്കുന്ന ബിയോണ്ട് ബോർഡേഴ്സ് ക്യാമ്പസ് ഡയലോഗ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വെബിനാർ സീരീസിന്റെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ സെഷനാണിത്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഇതിന്റെ മുന്നേ കോമൺവെൽത്ത് സ്കോളറായിട്ട് UK എഡിൻബർഗ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയില് സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഐഷയായിരുന്നു നമ്മുടെ ആദ്യത്തെ സ്പീക്കർ. ആൻഡ് സാമുവലാണ് ഇപ്പൊ രണ്ടാമത്തെ. ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ബാക്കി ആൾക്കാർക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് സാമുവൽ ഒന്ന് പരിചയപ്പെടുത്താമെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുകയാണ്. സാമുവൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നേരത്തെ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ജർമ്മനിയിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാണ്, ഒരു സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ എഞ്ചിനീയർ ആയിട്ട് ക്യാപ്ജെമിനി എന്ന് പറയുന്നൊരു സംഭവത്തിലാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഡിഗ്രിക്കും PGക്കും ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ഉപരിപഠനം ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ജർമ്മനിയിലുള്ള സാധ്യതകളെ പറ്റി അന്വേഷിക്കുന്ന സ്റ്റുഡൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവരുടെ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ജർമ്മനി പഠിക്കുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ച് പോകുന്നത് കൊണ്ടുള്ള പ്രോസ് ആൻഡ് കോൺസ് കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, അവിടെ പഠിക്കാനൊക്കെ തന്നെ ബെസ്റ്റ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് എങ്ങനെയാണ്, കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ചർച്ച ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഈ ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ഉപകാരപ്പെടും തന്നെയാണ് കരുതുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് സാമുവൽ ഒരു വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു PPT അതിന് വേണ്ടി പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് തയ്യാറാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിന് ഒരുപാട് നന്ദി. സോ ഞാൻ ഒരുപാട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഓവർ ടു യു സാർ. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ.
താങ്ക് യു. ഞാൻ ആദ്യം തന്നെ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യട്ടെ. സോറി എവ്രി വൺ, എന്തോ ടെക്നിക്കലായിട്ടൊരു പ്രശ്നം വന്ന് അത് ഇപ്പോൾ ശരിയായി കാണണം. I'm trying to share my screen. Hope you're able to see the screen. കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? സ്ക്രീൻ കാണാമോ? Thank you. Sorry everyone, first of all. ആൻഡ് ഞാനിപ്പം ഈ വെബിനാർ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലായിരിക്കും പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ബട്ട് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മലയാളത്തിലോ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലോ എങ്ങനെയാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അവസാനം നമുക്കൊരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആൻസർ സെഷൻ ഉണ്ട്, അന്നേരം റേസ് ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. പിന്നെ coming to today's webinar topic, as Ruby already pointed out, we'll be seeing in detail about studying in Germany. and also looking at the opportunities and realities on ground. And I also want to thank Totem Resource Center for this opportunity, especially to Jayashree Kumar sir and also Ms. Ruby as well for this opportunity. And going to just a little about me before we proceed further. I've been living in Germany for last 8 years almost. And I came first to Germany as a student during a student research student exchange program, which was to do my bachelor thesis, and after that I continued to do my master thesis as well. Master's program, and further have been working for last 5 years in German IT industry. And I'll be sharing my first-hand experiences about studying, working, and living in Germany. So yeah, I'll try to do that. Now, the agenda for today is why are we looking at Germany as a place to study? Secondly, all the universities, the possibilities, the admission process, and about the eligibility visa and so on. We'll also look at the costs, the living part, and also finally also look at the challenges, the current career situations, and some practical advices, and a balanced perspective that I could give. So why Germany? No, when we have this question, one of the reasons why we go for Germany is, or why do people come to Germany is because of its world-class education, for sure. And across Germany, so if you go from the north to the south, east to the west, across Germany, they try to maintain a minimum standard of education across. So wherever you study, you get a minimum or a good standard of education. Most of them are, strong in research, or they have quite good applied programs as well. Now, and most of them are also public universities, and these public universities are tuition free, not just for the native German speaker, the native German students, but also for the people across the world, whoever apply and come to Germany. And students can apply to both English taught programs and German taught programs. So that's something about that. And the second reason why people prefer Germany is they have a relatively strong economy for past many decades. If you see like last 40, 50 years, Germany has consistently had quite good economic situation. Right now, though it is facing downturns and strong turbulences in the economic situation, but still Germany is pulling through. And the third reason is the quality of life. So that is a very important part, because cities are safe, the public transport is quite efficient, the nature part of it, the work-life balance, and also people are able to experience different cultures and foods, because people from across the world come here to study in the university. So that truly makes the experience much enjoyable for people. So going on to about a little bit more about the universities. So if we know from Indian context that there are different universities in India. For example, there is Central University, there is state universities, then there is IITs, then like NITs, and then there are also polytechnic colleges and so on. So there are different types of universities that cater to different routes and different types of studies that people want to take up. Similarly, in Germany as well, there is mainly three types of studies that happen. One is the Universität or the Technische Hochschule, which is basically you could think of it as either the Central University or IITs. Technische Hochschule is similar to Technical University, and University is similar to a Central University. Similar to them. So what are these universities all about? So if you get into this university and finish your program, by the end of the program, the idea is that you are able to conduct research on your own. Their main idea is that you become a good researcher by the end of the program. of course, there are people who shift to the industry after doing Universität and technical Hochschule, but still the courses are all catered towards making you do research fundamentally on your own further. So the degree programs given here are bachelor's, master's, and PhDs. And industry ties are for sure there, but their stronger ties are with research institutes. A lot of research institute ties are more. And let's go to the next type of university, which is the Fachhochschule or Applied Science University. They are very much, practical oriented and quite applied. So they have a very strong industry oriented approach. They teach you industry relevant skills at the end of the day. And they do not offer PhDs. They only offer bachelor's and master's in the university. And usually there are also internships that are obligatory by the end of the course or of study. So you have to do an internship at the end of the time. And final, it's a dual studium. I just put this here just for completeness of this PPT. It's in general, I have never seen somebody who is from outside Germany applying for this, because this is quite competitive, quite because the employer pays for you and you already start working and studying in a very large company already from very, very young age, like 18 years you start working and studying. So but this is quite hard to get through, because you need to know very good German at that age, and you also need to be in the system, and I have to apply from that time. So usually not seen, but still I just wanted to put it for the completeness of the slide. So which route is good for you, or which one is good for you, is a question you have to ask yourself. So if you like to be a researcher, or somebody who likes research, or want to go into the industry further even after doing some research, at some point you want to go to the industry and contribute towards innovative technologies, innovative work, or doing something that way, you always prefer university or Technische Hochschule. Or otherwise, go towards Fachhochschule, where you are taught the relevant skills. And coming to the next part, how do you apply towards these universities? So always a good question. So it's not complicated. It's directly, there is a whole database. So there is so I've given few links here. The link number 1, 2. So I will share the PPT at the end of the day, and end of the session. So the link 1 is towards DAAD degree program database. This is a database with all the international English taught programs and German programs, most of the German programs as well, at one place. So if you go, if you see at the right where I'm pointing my mouse at, so this is the website that how it looks like, and you just have to put the program name of the program into it. For example, I put artificial intelligence already and made a search. So you get all the programs that are really there for this criterion. So it can be a master's degree program. Language is English, and duration is 4 semesters. And then when all the intakes are, when all the tuition fees, and then if you click to this link, you just directly land to the university website at the end. So this is this website is directly from the government of Germany, and also it is an official source. So you don't have to worry about coming across fake universities or universities that are not relevant or so on. That is very clear that you only get official sources here. And Hochschulkompass is another link. Somebody who's interested in doing bachelor's in Germany, who wants to do German, because bachelor's in Germany is generally in German. And if you're looking for German programs, then this will be a right place to go. this also a similar link where you can put your field of interest, and then you can look at the programs. And third is to look for the university websites, obviously, that the final university website directly where the link leads to. And also ChatGPT and Claude will help you crawl over, like all of the internet and find out the relevant universities for you. And then you can go to the relevant, official websites and apply for your programs. So something I wanted, something that is come up recently and which needs attention from everybody is that currently there are educational consultants. Not all educational consultants are bad. I don't say that, but currently there are problematic, like recommendations from educational consultants that are harming students. So especially like if you see the right, so this is a news article from 2 weeks ago. So this was around hundreds of Indian students from Berlin, the capital of Germany, had to leave back. They paid a big sum of money to get into private universities over there. These private universities were basically in a single building in Berlin, and like they were trying to study there, and and the problem was the private university did not have recognition from the government of Germany. And finally, because of that, they could not even stay back in Germany. They had to leave, and their visa was cancelled. So this can happen. And also the educational consultants have a conflict of interest in general, because these private universities do pay them commission to recommend them. So please avoid the educational consultant that drive you to private universities. There may be good educational consultants that help you with public universities in terms of admissions and so on. If required, you can take their help. So please avoid anyone who says admissions are guaranteed, visa is guaranteed, like no need to learn German. We'll learn we'll arrange all the documents for you. Private universities, same as public universities. So all of these are lies. Please do not, listen to them at any point. So eligibility criterion, if you have a question, am I eligible for studying in Germany? So I have to also give a disclaimer that whatever information I'm showing you further or till now is as current as possible from my knowledge, but there is always change in, the policies, and new things get added. So it can also be that it's all not current up to the mark, and I'm also not an educational consultant. So yeah, it is possible that I may not know for all the streams, all the necessary documents, but I'm trying to make a blueprint for everyone who wants to go to Germany to understand how they can apply. So the most for a master's program and a bachelor's program. So let's talk about bachelor's first. So bachelor's are usually you need to have your higher secondary education certificate, which is the 12th certificate. And with the 12th certificate, you have to have to study for another year in Germany, which is called the Studienkolleg year. And then there you are taught German language course, and also a lot of a lot of courses from your 12th standard time. Like you are again taught a bit of the 12th standard, and then at the end of the Studienkolleg, you have to give something called Feststellungsprüfung, which is a exam to qualify for the university, and then you can go into university. So you are basically doing one more year. After 12th, you need to do another year called 13th year in general to study in Germany. But for masters, this is not the case. Masters, it is directly like as shown in the slides, which is you need to have a qualifying degree. The qualifying degree is a bachelor's program in the same area. So if you are studying, for example, mechanical engineering, you have to apply for something which is in the same area of mechanical engineering. Or what they usually check is, if you have if you are doing masters in robotics, for example, they check if you have fundamental, subjects from if you do mechatronics, for example, are there any mechanical related subjects that you have done in your bachelor's which are in the prerequisite prerequisite of the course? And if that subject match is there, then you are automatically validated. So that is one requirement. Subject match is very, very important. Secondly, minimum of 70%. So I would recommend as high as possible, like for competitive programs, because Germany is getting competitive for people. A lot of people are applying from across different parts of the world. So yeah, get as high as possible. If it's 95 or above that, as well as possible. Secondly, there is grade it should not be grade conversion, but the credit conversion. So there is a system called, like ECTS. So every hour or every, credit that you do. So if you study in India for a subject for so and so hours, that is converted to ECTS in Europe. So this kind of grade conversion, this kind of credit conversion has to happen, and that you have to show that you satisfy, like all the subjects that were prerequisite for that course. So this may also be needed to be done. But usually, like if you have studied in a usual Indian program, you already satisfy all these requirements. You just have to document it somehow. So these are all usually like already available in the websites. The templates for it and everything for that is already available. But this is how you have to do. Then there is something called APS verification that's added recently, where they validate your the degree certificate that you have actually got the degree. And there is ANABIN database, which is helpful for somebody like doing their medical studies, because if you want to recognize, some people study abroad, like not probably in India, but they studied abroad and they came and they want to go to Germany. They can use ANABIN database to know if their degree outside is still valid in Germany, or how to validate it if they have to do Anerkennung or recognition exam, or what they have to do. And another after we complete the qualifying degree part, then we go on to the language certification, which is also sometimes necessary. So in general, the IELTS is the bare minimum that is required for most international programs. But also, it can be the case that they require German certification also for some programs. At least for bachelors, it's a necessity to do up to B2 level. But at least, there are courses like nursing courses and courses like that may require also to do up to B2 level, C1 level, so on. So that depends on the course, but in general, you may at least need the English certificate. Then coming on to you have to require a passport obviously, and a visa. You have to apply through consulate, the German visa. And finally, there are some other requirements that may be needed in some situations, like GRE, GMAT, GATE score, work experience, internships, and so on. So this may also be needed. How do you apply after getting all these all these documents together? So you either apply directly on the university website, or you could also apply on the UniAssist. UniAssist is another a website, a platform that allows, they have partnered with several universities, and when you provide, give some fee and provide the documentation, they help you apply to several universities at the same time. So that's UniAssist. That is also well-recognized platform in Germany. Now, just wanted to give you a timeline. So almost 1.5 years ago, you have to start researching for the right courses, the right intake, university type, start learning German at least, and do the exams are also something you have to take up. So IELTS and German exams. So that can be done 1 year ago, and then you have to start applications. So in general, if you start preparing around 1 to 1.5 year ago, you are good to go. By the time of doing things, you are already ready with everything, and you can happily start your studies in Germany. Now, another question would be, how do I finance my studies? That would be a good question. So I have already mentioned already that the tuition fees in Germany, in German public universities, are usually zero. And in some cases, in some states, they may have a very small fee, around 1,000 euros, a lakh, or 1,500 euros, or so on. That's the maximum they charge. So it's pretty much on this in this part we are not burdened, but the other parts where we probably have to arrange for is the semester contribution, which can be also very varied. I've heard people paying just 60 euros, and also people paying 430 euros, so more than that as well. So this is quite dependent on where you are, and it also pays for a lot of the university infrastructure. So it pays for your exam, it pays for like all the facilities, the student unions and the clubs and whatever fests that take place. So it pays for a lot of things. So that is why this also pays for your public transport. So this is a semester contribution. And the living costs is basically the living cost that you have to take up, the rent, the food. There is a lot of you for living your life, you may have to go out, you may have to buy insurances, buy many other things. So all that living costs for a student can come from 900 to 1,200 euros per month. That depends on you totally, but it is usually at this range. So these are the fundamental expenses that you have as a student, as like what you have as a student. Now on the right side, I have 3 things here. So this is how you finance for this, for even the living costs and the semester contribution. So when you come to Germany, the government does not want you to be a liability over the system. So for that, what they do is they ask you to bring something called a blocked account. The blocked account is generally a international account where you put the Indian rupees of equivalent to 11,000 euros, 11,900 euros, which is for 12 months worth of living. So you put this amount in the international blocked account, and then once you reach Germany, the blocked account is unblocked, and you start getting every month a small amount of 992 euros. So for this amount being blocked, the government or the the visa department, the department that gives you visa, will give you up to 12 months of stay in Germany. And once you finish this amount, and once you finish 12 months, the next 12 months you can show either you're working, if you are working in a mini job, or you're working in a as a student worker, you can show your work, or you have to also, or you can probably also show a 11,000 euro again as a blocked account. However that is working in your case. So this is why the blocked account concept has come. Secondly, and more like way to avoid this blocked account is that if you have a friend, or if you have a relative that you can trust, and who can be like a guarantor in Germany, the resident can assure that they will cover all your costs, then this can become then they would not need the 11,000 euros to be like given. So that's the role of a guarantor in this case. So the blocked account can be waived off. And third is a possibility of a scholarship that's also to cover your living costs. So let's look a little about the scholarship. Scholarships are require separate applications. It's not with the program itself. In general, you have to apply separately. And also it is very decentralized. It's not like very like the degree program, the website that I showed you earlier, that everything is brought together at one place. The scholarship applications are very decentralized. So I've put a few organizations that provide scholarship, and you have to go through the website and check the conditions of the scholarship and apply for it. Also, in your in the study program itself, they may offer sometimes it's not offered. So that also you have to check. And one important thing is, acceptance to a scholarship does not mean you get accepted to the program. So they are actually, what I said is, as I said, both of them work without any relation to each other. So you may get the scholarship, but you don't get acceptance to the program, or the vice versa can happen. So this is that's why you have to plan ahead, apply for the scholarship even before the degree program starts, or during your program you could do it for the next semester or so. This can also be done. Now, how do you finance your studies after the blocked account part, after you come settled here in Germany? What as a student, what can you do to finance your life? So there are three possibilities. So the three ways of working. So as I shown here, and I've also put their earnings also on per hour basis of earnings. So one is the mini job. So mini job in general means like you are working for probably like as a gig worker, as a sales representative, as like in a restaurant and so on. So this is the mini job part, so this is a mini job is also that you need not be a student to continue mini job. So if you finish your studies, even after that you can do mini job. But that's not the case with HEB and work student. In general, you have to continue to be a student to hold these positions. So HEB is basically a word for research assistant. So you are working as a researcher for an institute or for people. For a research institute, you are trying to do research, some form of research work for them, maybe implementing the research work, or developing or going further with the research work and so on. So that is HEB for you. And what is work student? Work student is in general, being able to work in a company, in an industry. As a student, you start working and actually doing the work that the industry does or people do day to day. So in general, the students are able to work for 140 days or for full days. That means 8 hours, and for 140 days, or 280 half days. And work student and HEB are usually only for students, as I told you. Mini job you can still do after you finish your studies. And always I prefer, or I tell people to please take up HEB or work student as soon as you come to Germany, because that helps you boost your CV and also your network. So the number of people you know. Because at the end of the day, even if you finish your degree, if you go to a company with your degree certificate alone, in general, you are not getting a job. for a job, the final important things are your work experience and the network you build over time, and this only brings you the next position. So in general, the HEV and work student are very highly recommended for anybody who wants to start and continue in Germany, or have a long-term plan in Germany. I just have a little bit of water. Yeah, and there are some tax-free amounts as well, some 603 per month. Now, very important thing also I wanted to highlight here. So, not all sectors are always growing in Germany, and it's the case with all countries. So, always with the technology shift, also with the government policies, and also with market evolving, there are sectors that become growing sectors, and there are sectors that go down in as you go. So if you ask me 5 years ago, what was Germany known for? It was known for being the automotive engine in automotive, land of automotive countries, with Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Porsche, with Volkswagen. Name it, all the companies are here. But today, the situation with automotive is pretty bad because of the competition from China, and also from different world situations. And currently there are heavy layoffs going on in the automotive sector. So a sector that was the biggest or the most growing sector for the past 4 or 5 decades is no more in the list, or is not even, it cannot be even called in the list. So this can always happen. So always try to aim for or think about the futuristic growth areas or sectors that have potential in the future as well. So I have the list with only the current growth sectors. I don't know about the future. About after 5 years, if you ask me, I'm not sure if they will all be in the list. But at least for now, the aerospace and defense sector seems to be heavily funded by the government. Only problem with this area is the need for sometimes citizenship, because defense sector is highly regulated, and probably people from outside, a foreigner cannot easily get into it. But at least aerospace and defense is the most heavily funded at the moment. Healthcare is another sector with a lot of old people moving towards their senior age, and a lot of people right now, the young people unable to fill in the spaces for the healthcare workers. Currently, healthcare is a growing sector. And then there is green energy and sustainability area as well. Always right now in the growing sector. And logistics also has been growing and is continuing to grow. Tech and IT, there are sectors in tech and IT that are growing. For example, with the coming of AI and cloud and the digital transformation that is happening, these areas have potential. But there are also areas in technology that or IT that have become stagnant. So please choose the areas wisely. And also in the engineering sector as well, there are potential for electrical and sectors as well. Currently, robotics has a lot of potential as well. So as you can see, I put a map of Germany on the right. What I wanted to tell you here is, if you see, the whole of Germany does not have the industries industries set up everywhere. There is wide spaces in Germany that do not have a lot of industries, and these are some of the top big industries. There are small industries everywhere, but when you look at it, every single cluster may be working in a specific area. So if you want to get into a specific area, for example, aerospace and defense. So if you think about a company like Airbus is in Hamburg. And if you aim to be in aerospace and you aim to be in, like Airbus at some point, so the best thing is to target the area where actually the university is. Sorry, the companies are for your specific sector. And if you can try to enroll in a university close by, because they will have heavy ties with the industry, and they will also already recognize your university very well. So it will be quite an easy, like segue into getting into the industry. So if that is possible for you, if you are able to target a specific, if you have a target to get into a specific area, try to research for the companies where they are. If there is a cluster, try to apply there. And that is something I would always recommend. Yeah, I didn't know when I came, but right now, as I understand the industry sector better, this is some insight I have. So coming back to student life and integration. So housing, transport, and I'll just go over housing. So it's better, always a challenge to find a proper house in Germany. Housing requires time. So dormitories and shared flats are quite limited. So apply early for them. If you're coming from India, do apply early for them. Secondly, the transportation. In general, you have a public ticket called a Deutschland ticket. With that, you are able to use all buses, trains, and buses and trains and trams and ferries, everything in one card. So you just pay a small amount every month, and then you are able to use all the transportation without any problem. And also there are always community support. So for example, student unions are there to raise your problems. You also have you also get legal support. You also get healthcare support. You also get all types of support. And international support, if you so, and also will be helpful to make friends and get support as well all the time. Now another important point that I wanted to state here is the role of German language to be integrated into Germany, which is quite important. So for any form of integration, if you really want to integrate and see yourself long term in Germany, German language is a very important part. Yeah, it is key to make friends. It is key to do anything in Germany, go through bureaucracy, you to feel at home. This is very fundamental. And also currently the market is so that the employers are demanding very high level of German, that people know very high level of German. So many employers are asking for German level up to B2 C1 level. So for like reference, B2 level of English is above 8 in IELTS. So you can think about how good level of German they are expecting already. So yeah, they are expecting quite high level of German for academics, for any kind of career nowadays. And cultural access also. So if you want to enjoy the German culture, also to the literature or any form of culture across Europe, that's quite important to know German. And also just a warning, just to let you know that German is not the easiest language. So get to learning, or if you have a chance, start learning it as soon as possible. So you develop the feel for language, and you have understanding for the language by the time you actually require it. So I would recommend starting, if you have any plans to come to Germany, plans to live in Germany. Yeah, learning the language is key, is the only way for survival as well. So want to give you a balanced perspective while I come to an end to the to the whole webinar. I want to give a balanced perspective. So every like opportunity, or so every country have their own opportunities and bring their own challenges. So when you study in Germany, you have a high quality education, access to free low tuition access, and you also are having access to booming sector. And industry exposure is also there from a very like start, because you are able to work in for example internships, that can do internships, and also you are able to do student work and so on. And also they offer a post study stay back of almost 18 months, so you can search for jobs for 1.5 years. But now it also comes with their own challenges. So one, there is no concept of campus placement in Germany. Nobody gets placed. No company comes to the campus and takes you or places you. You are on your own. Once you complete your studies, you are handed a German degree certificate, and then you start applying on LinkedIn, or you start applying on other platforms. Look on job boards, and find out a job, or through your networks. Secondly, Germany expects a high level of self-reliance. That means self-reliance can be anything. So probably in your life you probably have to do everything, like household chores. You have to learn to cook, you have to learn to do things independently, you have to learn to work with the bureaucracy, you have to arrange do taxes, you have to take hold of your life, architect the life you want, of the way you want. So self-reliance is a very, very important concept in Germany. And one more is to warn everybody, to just let know, there are high drop out rates, and also long years of study are possible in Germany. So in at least the course I studied in my bachelor's, in my master's, I have heard from people in the bachelor's that there were almost 50% dropout rate in the bachelor's level. So courses are really tough here. Courses can be expected to be challenging, and that is why it is of high quality. So when you say high quality education, it's also challenging at the same time. So be ready to face high challenging courses. And also very common, because I told you that you manage everything, you do part-time jobs, you have to take care of your life, do everything. It is very common that the study years are long. It can, if for a two-year program, you may end up to 4 years of study very easily. This is very common in Germany. It's nothing wrong about the person. It's just that when you manage all things together, the things do not come in a straight line. Like you may get a master thesis after 2 years, or you may get an internship opportunity after 1 year. So all of this needs to come in place so that you can complete. So it can take long. High living costs. So it was not so 5 years ago, but currently high living costs are a truth. This unfortunately, because of 2 wars and Corona era, after that there have been 2 wars. The living costs have gone high. There can also be like the people are getting also stuck in the mini job cycle. So people are just doing mini jobs for years together, not able to finish their studies, not able to go further. So doing some gig work which is not even helping their career. So this pattern is also seen among students a lot. So be careful of mini job and loan traps, because they have a big loan, they want to pay off the loans, but then they are not able to get out and upskill themselves. So this pattern is also very, very much seen. Learning German takes time, and everyone has to put effort if they want to come to Germany. Bureaucracy and paperwork and current economic downturns are an issue. But I want to end with a positive note. So the examples that can happen here is, for example, an energy graduate having a B2 German joins a public university and engages in an internship at the same time, and they can for sure secure a job in an energy giant. This is totally possible. There are examples all around. There are also examples where master's candidate uses an unverified consultant, enrolls in a private university, and do not really get any skills, nor the German language, and finally face financial loss. So this can also happen. And there can be students that start with A2 German, they improve themselves, join a FH, like get B1, B2 level, and then they find a job in 3 years, and then they finally find a job. So all examples are possible. So basically it depends on, it's a strong opportunity, but it is important that we plan early. We do our independent research. We are highly reliable on ourselves, manage life and finances carefully, and take the German language seriously. So Germany does present a great opportunity for anybody, but these things have to be taken with care. So with this, I almost come to the end of the webinar, but I'm happy to ask, for any questions, I'm happy to answer, and that's.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. ഇപ്പോൾ വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വെബിനാറാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ സാമുവൽ ജർമ്മനിയിലുള്ള ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസിനെ ഒക്കെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും സംശയങ്ങളോ കാര്യങ്ങളോ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നതാണ്. ആർക്കെങ്കിലും സംശയങ്ങളോ കാര്യങ്ങളോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കൂടുതൽ എന്തിനെങ്കിലൊക്കെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് അറിയാനോ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നന്നായിരിക്കും. സാം, എനിക്ക് ഒരു കാര്യം ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത്, ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ നോട്ട് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ച കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ പറ്റിയിട്ടൊക്കെ സാറിന് സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മളിപ്പോ ജർമ്മനിലേക്ക് വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് അവിടെ 3 ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ അതിൽ തന്നെ ബെസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് റാങ്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് ഏതൊക്കെയാണ് നമുക്ക് അപ്രോച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്, അത് ഒന്ന് പറയാമോ? അതേപോലെ തന്നെ അവിടുത്തെ ജോബ് മാർക്കറ്റിന്റെ ഒരു അവൈലബിലിറ്റി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ അവിടുത്തെ സ്റ്റഡീസിന് ശേഷം ജർമ്മനിയിൽ തന്നെ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് എത്രത്തോളം പോസിബിൾ ആണ് ഒരു ഇന്ത്യൻ സിറ്റിസൺ എന്നുള്ളതിൽ, ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്ന് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാമോ?
Okay, sure. Job market currently ഉണ്ട്. It is very specific to the field അനുസരിച്ചാണ് ജോബ് മാർക്കറ്റ് ഉള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ വളരെ സോ ജോബ് മാർക്കറ്റ് ഇപ്പം ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ അവർ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത് സ്പെഷ്യലൈസേഷൻ ആണ്. That you are specialized in a specific area, very 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 specialized ആയിരിക്കണം. ഇപ്പം ഒരു ഏരിയ എടുത്താൽ AI യിലാണെങ്കിൽ AI തന്നെ ഏതിൽ സ്പെഷ്യലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവർ നോക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിരിക്കണം. 2, ജർമ്മൻ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ്. ബിക്കോസ് ഇവിടുത്തെ ബിസിനസ് എല്ലാം ജർമ്മനിലാണ് നടക്കുന്നത്. അതൊരു ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയ കാര്യമാണ്. ആൻഡ് വിസ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമല്ല. സോ ഇഫ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു സ്റ്റേ ഫർദർ, ആദ്യം സ്റ്റഡീസ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 1.5 year എന്തായാലും ജോബ് സെർച്ചിന് കിട്ടും. ആ ജോബ് സെർച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പം ആ വിസ തീരുന്നതിന് ഇപ്പം ഒരു ജോബ് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ വളരെ എളുപ്പമായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ബ്ലൂ കാർഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു കാർഡിലോട്ട് ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അതൊരു വർക്ക് പെർമിറ്റ് ആണ്. അത് ഒരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടും ഇല്ലാതെ ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം വൺസ് യു ഹാവ് എ ജോബ്. ആൻഡ് അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പെർമനന്റ് റെസിഡൻസോ സിറ്റിസൺഷിപ്പിലോട്ടോ 5-6 വർഷം കഴിയുമ്പം ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഷിഫ്റ്റ് ആകുന്നതാണ്. ഓൺലി ജോബ് കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യണം എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഒറ്റ ഇതേ ഉള്ളൂ, കണ്ടീഷനേ ഉള്ളൂ. പിന്നെ അബൌട്ട് ദ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ്, ജർമ്മനിയിലെ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് നോക്കുന്നത് എൻ്റെ ഒരു കാഴ്ചപ്പാടിൽ പല ഏരിയസിലും പല യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് ആണ് ടോപ്പ്. ഡിപ്പെൻഡ്സ് ഓൺ ദ ഏരിയ ഇൻ വിച്ച് യു ആർ ഗോയിങ്. സോ ഇപ്പം സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ആണ് വളരെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ അതിന് ടോപ്പായ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി കാണും. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ വേറൊരു ഏരിയ പ്രോസസ് മൈനിങ് എടുക്കുന്നെങ്കിൽ അതിന് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി ആണ്. അപ്പം ഓരോ സ്പെസിഫിക് ഏരിയയ്ക്ക് ഒരു ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റ് കാണും വിത്ത് പ്രൊഫസർ. ആ പ്രൊഫസർ ആയിരിക്കും ചിലപ്പം ഏറ്റവും അറിയപ്പെടുന്ന ആള്. അപ്പം ആ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ പോയി നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റഡീസ് ചെയ്യുവാണെങ്കിൽ ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി ആ റെപ്യൂട്ടേഷന് നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാവും എപ്പോഴും. സോ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇച്ചിരൂടെ ഡീപ്പായിട്ട് റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യുക, ഏതാണ് ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി എന്നുള്ളത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി. ടോപ്പ് റാങ്ക്സ് എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ടൈംസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന വെബ്സൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ പല യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി വെബ്സൈറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട് that can help you with the top ranked universities. പക്ഷെ ഇൻ ജനറൽ വളരെ സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ട് നിങ്ങളുടെ സബ്ജക്ട് സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റീസ് ചൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും എപ്പോഴും recommended. Hope I answered both questions, Ruby. ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫർദർ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പ്ലീസ് ചോദിക്കുക.
താങ്ക് യു സർ, എനിക്ക് ക്ലിയർ ആണ്. അപ്പം ആരെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, ഇപ്പൊ സംസാരിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു മടി ഉണ്ടാകുന്നെങ്കിൽ ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ചോദിക്കാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നേരെ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വന്ന് സംസാരിക്കാം. ഒരു നല്ലൊരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റിയാണ് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ അത് യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്യും മാക്സിമം. കൂടുതൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്.
മിക്ക കാര്യങ്ങളും സാമുവൽ പറഞ്ഞതുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും പലർക്കും ചോദ്യങ്ങളില്ലാത്തത്. എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളിലും എല്ലാവർക്കും ആൻസർ കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിക്കാനുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പോ ചോദിക്കാം.
ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പേ സ്കെയിൽ ആഫ്റ്റർ ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ. സോ യൂഷ്വലി ഇത് വളരെ കമ്പനി ഡിപ്പെൻഡന്റ് ആണ്. ഇപ്പം പല ലെവൽസ് ഓഫ് കമ്പനീസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇപ്പം ജയന്റ് കമ്പനീസിൽ പോവാണെങ്കിൽ, ഇപ്പം ഏറ്റവും ടോപ്പ് ലെയർ കമ്പനീസിൽ പോവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് ചിലപ്പം 60,000-80,000 euros ഒക്കെ ആയിരിക്കാം സാലറി റേഞ്ച്. പിന്നെ ഏറ്റവും ലൈക്ക് മീഡിയം ലെവൽ, മിഡ് ലെവൽ കമ്പനീസ് തന്നെ 50-40 ആ റേഞ്ചിലായിരിക്കും സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പം ഇറ്റ് ഓൾസോ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ്സ് ഓൺ നിങ്ങൾ ഇപ്പം ബാച്ചിലേഴ്സ് ആണോ മാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആണോ എന്നുള്ളത് ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യും. So if you are bachelors, you get lower salary. Once you do your masters, your salary obviously increases. The starting salary obviously increases. So 50,000 range after masters and 50,000 range expect for a mid or above mid companies.
മറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒന്നും ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യാന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. റൂബി?
വേറെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലാതെ തന്നെയാണ് ഞാൻ കരുതുന്നത്. ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് ഞാൻ കരുതുന്നത്. സാമുവലിനോട് ഭയങ്കര ഒരു താങ്ക്സ് പറയാനുണ്ട്. ഇത്രയും ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയിട്ടൊരു PPT പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്ത് അത് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ ഡൗട്ടും ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തന്നതിനും ഭയങ്കര ഒരു നന്ദിയുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ടൈമിനും എഫേർട്ടിനും എല്ലാം നന്ദി പറയാണ്. ടോട്ടം റിസോഴ്സ് സെന്ററിന്റെയും വ്യക്തിപരമായ പേരുകളെല്ലാം. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ ഇപ്പം പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള മുഴുവൻ പേരോടും നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ വരുന്ന സെഷൻസിലേക്കും നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരെയും സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാണ്. സോ നമുക്ക് വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് കരുതുന്നത്. താങ്ക് യു സാമുവൽ വൺസ് അഗൈൻ ആൻഡ് താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
ബൈ ശ്രീയേട്ടാ.
ബൈ. അടുത്ത പരിപാടിയിൽ കാണാം.
യെസ് ബൈ.